Now to an NBC5 investigation that reveals powerful information that can help you stay out of the way of drunk drivers.
Yeah, our investigative team spent months pinpointing danger zones where you're more likely to be hit by a driver who's been drinking. And tonight, investigative reporter Scott Friedman uncovers one area in the middle of a very popular entertainment district, Scott.
Yeah, that's right, Meredith and Brian. Our investigation found two hot spots for alcohol-related crashes in Arlington, near some very popular destinations. Tonight, what we found has some law enforcement officials calling for more resources to reduce crashes. Arlington, home of the Dallas Cowboys, the Texas Rangers, and two of the top zip codes in the DFW area for alcohol-related crashes. NBC5 Investigates dug into the state's traffic accident database. We found the 76010 and 76011 zip codes had higher concentrations of crashes, where a police officer found a driver that had been drinking contributed to the crash. Text.stats show at least 327 alcohol-related crashes in the two zip codes combined in 2011 and 2012. The area includes busy parts of I-30 and Highway 360, lots of bars and restaurants, and Arlington's Stadium Entertainment District. So is that stadium area a problem?
I think it is.
Richard Alpert is Tarrant County's top DWI prosecutor. Cases he's handled have shown him the stadium area sometimes presents a bad combination of booze mixed with crowded roads.
If their driving is impaired, they are competing with a speedway worth of drivers that are all heading out at the same time. And I just think it's a recipe for disaster, and I think the stadiums need to do more about that.
Investigators with the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission tell us they have not had many problems with the stadiums over-serving people. But TABC does not monitor what happens with tailgating in the parking lots. After seeing our crash data, TABC plans to look more closely at the area to try to pinpoint sources of problems. What will you do in those two Arlington zip codes where there's been a higher number of crashes?
It's another one of those deals where we'll give it to our analyst and have him break it down even further and given the data that you've given us as well.
Arlington police tell us they believe the stadiums are some of the most responsible servers of alcohol. The Rangers and the Cowboys say they monitor alcohol sales and consumption in the stands. They help police monitor parking lots, train staff to cut off fans who've had too much, and urge people to use designated drivers.
One accident is more than anyone wants to have. Certainly, that's something that we work hard to try to prevent in terms of what we can do here in the ballpark.
We're always open to new ideas and new concepts, and we'll continue to explore those ideas, and we're always open to change. We certainly don't want to paint ourselves in the corner or think that we've got the problem licked. We want to continue to do things to make it even better and safer.
The state crash data does not tell us where people were drinking before the crash, but when Arlington police arrest people for DWI or public intoxication, they ask. Arlington police records show Rangers Ballpark and AT&T Stadium are among the city's top 10 locations where people were drinking before arrest. But so are some local bars. And the majority of people arrested say they were drinking at their house, a friend's house, or they won't tell police.
He was 10. He was starting the 5th grade.
Tina Reese's son, TJ, was killed when a suspected drunk driver hit her car on the way home from daycare in another Arlington zip code.
They let me hold him, kiss him.
As a parent, can't be anything in the world that could possibly prepare you for going through that.
There's not. I think it's the worst thing that can happen to a parent.
Reese hopes police can use the crash data to do even more to focus on problem spots. Mothers Against Drunk Driving agrees.
I would just say whatever resources they have, to pool those together, to concentrate on those areas to make them safer for folks to drive.
Arlington police declined requests for an on-camera interview. In an email, the department said, "We are always committed to reducing alcohol-related injuries and deaths as this issue affects every community." The department says it's already producing monthly citywide hotspot maps that track top DWI crash locations. It's increasing the use of a DWI task force and running public education campaigns. A police spokesman says the city of Arlington will also continue to lobby our state for sobriety checkpoints. Texas is one of 12 states that does not allow them.
That's the only way to deal with this problem. You can't do it just with roving police officers. There's just no way to do that because the people they're looking for are roving as well.
Tarrant County lawyer Steve Laird represents families of drunk driving crash victims. He says every city should do more to figure out where people are being overserved, even if it means asking tough questions about popular entertainment zones.
Is this a question that really doesn't want to be asked? Because some people may be afraid of the answer.
Questions that might prevent another loss.
I don't know, I dismiss him. It's very empty without him. I hear the kids go to school. He's not there anymore.
Arlington police records we obtained show 62% of the city's fatal crashes involve alcohol. To see our detailed crash maps, you can go to our website, nbcdfw.com. You can look at your zip code and see how it compares with others in the state. Brian and Meredith, obviously a lot of this comes down to personal responsibility too. The police can step up patrols out there, but the easiest prevention really is people making better decisions.
Yeah, we saw the heartbreaking results there.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Scott.